My good people, happy Thursday. Hope everybody's having a good morning. A little bit earlier than normal, but we're on the road to work. Again, I hope everybody's having a great day. Today, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start doing I'm gonna do a series on WWE wrestlers, where I feel like they are, give my thoughts and opinion on each one. Today, I'm gonna start off with Jey Uso. Jey Uso is probably one of the most over wrestlers in the industry right now, WWE especially. He's way over. Now, before we even get started on this, people call me a pessimist, call me what you want, I don't care, whatever. I'm not a huge Jey Uso fan, but it's not his fault. Like, my beef with Jey isn't with Jey. It's with how he's booked, it's with how he's done. I don't think WWE has done him any favors at all. He's so over. The crowd loves him. I mean, anytime he comes out, you got the yeets going, the crowd's going nuts. They're so fast to pan the crowd because they want everybody to see that stadium is erupting when he comes out. And you don't get a lot of pops like him. You don't. He's undoubtedly one of the best, most over wrestlers in the company, and I just feel like he doesn't get the love. But for reasons, okay. I can trash on Triple H all day long, and I'm going to. But here's my thing about Jey Uso. Jey Uso, and Gunther called it out this past week. I know it was a promo, but he said it. Jey Uso is a phenomenal tag team wrestler, and for the last couple of years, he has gone into singles, and it just hasn't been. When you watch him wrestle, it's like you're watching a very good tag team wrestler. That's what it's like watching, and sometimes it gets a little stale. It does, and again, my beef is not with Jey. I think Jey's awesome, but he's got to have more work, and I think that's what's holding him back. Now, go back and look at how he's been done. I don't agree with either. And maybe that's why he's been done the way he's been done, because of that. And I don't think he's really good on the microphone either, which I'm a big critic of. I ask anybody who's ever known me, I'm big on mic. If you can't get it done on the mic, you're not going to go far. At least that was the way it was with Vince McMahon. Triple H is, I don't know, we'll see. We're only 1 year into him. But I think Jey Uso struggles on the microphone. You see it. He tries really hard, but he plays off the crowd a little too much. I think he uses the crowd a little too much. But so did The Rock. Everybody uses the crowd, but I feel like he overdoes the crowd. He needs the crowd, whereas others didn't. I don't know. I just think that he's a little overhead, and I get that. But that leads me back to the way he's been done, and that's possibly why nobody ever talks about those things I just mentioned. People that fuss about Jey Uso never getting a chance, never bring those things up. But the thing is that his booking is awful. He doesn't get. For instance, this coming weekend is Saturday Night Main Event, and he's got a title shot against Gunther. All right. Well, Gunther needed somebody because Gunther is, and I can't wait to do that show because that one's going to be fun, because that's just a complete colossal nightmare. The Gunther thing has just been, you talk about something that was set up for success and just crapped on Gunther. We'll talk about that one later. But they needed a top star to go against Gunther to defend his title, because Gunther again isn't fighting at Royal Rumble. Oh wow, another big deal that he's not going to be, your world champion's not going to be fighting it. It just doesn't make any sense. And then that goes back to the Netflix thing too. Oh, you mean to tell me the debut of Netflix Raw, your world champion isn't in the card at all. Like, what the hell is that? That's wild to me. Like, what? Your world champion isn't on the show? On the debut of your Raw on Netflix? He's not on the show? What? Okay. Anyway, sorry I keep going off on Gunther there. But that kind of leads, this, what I'm doing is I'm trying to set you up, because then and we get not this coming, I misspoke. Not this weekend, but next. It's the Saturday night main event, and you're going to have Gunther versus Jey Uso for the world title. And Gunther needed that top star to face off with at this event, because Gunther doesn't have anything going on right now. He has no feuds going on. Jey really doesn't either. And again, this video is about Jey, so let's keep it there, Scott. Let's stop going back to Gunther. But Jey Uso is going to be the contender for the title. All right? And we all know, Jey's not winning that fight. He's not. He's not going to win that fight. There's nothing you can do to convince me otherwise. But that's who Jey Uso is. And that's why I feel like he gets done so dirty by the company. Because he's that guy, okay? Hey, we need a big contender for this fight, for this match. You're going to go in and you're going to take the L. You know? And it's like him a lot, okay? There's a couple of them that do that. Io Sky's another one. She's the Jey Uso of the female division. Like, because she gets a big pop too. People love her. But anyway, another video. But just giving an example. Like, Jey Uso is that person, which tells me he busts his butt and he does what he's told. And like, he works for the company. And he's just consistently trashed on, you know, with these jobber matches, because that's what he's turned into. He's a jobber, and he's just taking L's to the champion. I mean, he won the Intercontinental Championship back in the fall and had it for what, a couple weeks, and then turned around and lost it again to Braun Breaker. Like, I was against him winning that anyway, because I knew that was going to happen. I didn't want, like, the minute he won the belt, I was happy for him, but I'm like, how long is he going to have it? He's not going to have it long. He's going to end up dropping it. And then they use the Bloodline story to have him get rid of it. And I'm like, okay, well, where's that now? Well, the Bloodline story is completely frozen. They've completely cut everybody off on that. The only thing that they've got going on that right now is, you know, what Roman's got the Ulafala back, so what happens now? So that's like, that storyline's completely frozen. You get all these people who hate the Bloodline. You know, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens. I mean, you got all these guys that are like anti-Bloodline, fighting against the Bloodline for the greater good, you know, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You got that going on, but like, I mean, I just don't understand. I don't get it. Jey Uso's been, I mean, the way he gets done is just absolute hot garbage. He doesn't get any love. And again, that's why I started my video off with saying some of the things that nobody ever talks about. His in-ring ability and his mic skills need massive work. It's not horrible, but it's not main event status. It's not main event world championship status. It's just not. He's not there. Triple H knows that. And maybe that's why he's not getting it. Instead, though, they use him as this, you know, prop up, you know, what they're doing at Saturday Night Main Event with him, and I don't agree with how they're doing it. There's a lot of stuff right now happening at WWE. Like, I talked about it in one of my previous videos about how the title runs go. It's like, once you get a title, you're going to miss it. And it sucks. And I know this is a different era. I understand that. This isn't the Vince McMahon era. This is the Paul Levesque era. And I'm learning it. And maybe one day I'll fully understand it. Right now, I don't. I'm stuck in the Attitude Era days. I'm stuck in the Vince McMahon days. And this simply is not it. Instead, I sit here and I look at things and I'm like, man, these storylines could be so much better. I feel like the writing is lazy. They do the long-term booking, which I get, even though I think that's going to end up biting them in the tail eventually. I think it's starting to. But they're making money. And WWE is at the top of the food chain right now. And they're killing it. And I just want more out of my stories. Like, I love my stories. That's what I tell people all the time. Like, why do you watch wrestling? Like, because I love the storylines. The storylines keep me intrigued. But there's really nothing going on. And we're going into WrestleMania season. Like, this time last year, man, things were hot. This is why I got back in it. Things were good. There was a lot of good storylines going on this time last year, especially just with the Bloodline stories, enough for me to get involved and be intrigued and tune in every week. I couldn't turn it off. A year later, I'm like, dude, this is just hot garbage. There's nothing going on. Who's Roman fighting at WrestleMania? And that's the thing right now. Like, everybody, you can kind of predict who's going to fight who at WrestleMania. Of course, you're going to have the Royal Rumble coming, but like, Roman's going to be in the Rumble. You're going to have Punk's going to be in the Rumble. You're going to have what's going on here? You're going to have a lot of stuff going on, and I'm excited to see it. But I'm kind of throwing my arms up. Like, what are they doing right now? Set something up, man. Get me to tune in next week. I don't feel like they've done that on this since they moved to Netflix. They haven't done that either. Like, give me a reason to turn on the show next week. Because I just honestly don't feel like you've done that. And you've given me no purpose to watch next week. You're not setting me up. That's one thing that back in the Attitude Era on WWE and on WCW, it was always, gotta go, see you next week. Especially, God, Tony Schiavone used to say that every Monday night. Gotta go, see you next week. And this crap is happening in the ring. And you're like, no, don't go off. And, it was always like, I got to tune in next week to find out what's going to happen. And there was no internet back then like there is now. So you literally had to wait. He had no choice. And you could not wait to tune in the next week to find out what happened. And, anyway, I think I'm done with the Jey Uso thing. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Again, not trashing Jey, not trashing anybody. I just don't like the way he's been done. I don't like the way, I feel like they could do more with him, and I don't know. We'll see. Love you guys, and we will talk soon.